podcast? You can now find us on Patreon at the LunaPod, where you can show your support for the podcast for only $1 a month. Or for a little bit more, you can get early access and bonus episodes, contribute to our podcast segments, and receive exclusive video content as we film our reactions, reviews, and discover new K-pop groups. Head over to Patreon now to join the community. We can't wait to chat with you. I think our biggest K-pop discovery is learning that the boys have a new member every time we look into them. I swear.
Hi, welcome to the LunaPod, where we talk all things K-pop. I'm Brooke.
And I'm Raquel. Today we're talking about our biggest discoveries in K-pop. Now, none of these are really a big deal. It's not like we actually discovered these things. We just discovered them personally and had super big wow moments.
And we just wanted to share all those with you. Another little disclaimer, I'm kind of sick right now. The allergies are going strong right now. So with this episode, I might sound a little bad. So sorry.
I think the first K-pop discovery we have to talk about is BI's existence in general.
And this is probably our biggest one, to be honest.
Yeah, we were shook over this. First and foremost, Pinterest, thank you. Thank you. We were randomly scrolling on Pinterest one day. And then, was it you that found the picture?
Yes.
Yeah, and you turned to me and you're like, whoa, this guy. And we were like, oh my gosh. And we have the picture. It's like the picture of BI. He's got his dark hair and he's got like a ripped sweater on with the big American flag on it. And there's like a whole series of photos.
Yeah, I think it was from like Cosmos.
Yeah. And he looks fantastic. And so we were like, wow, we need to look into this guy.
And so we immediately checked out his music. And I think the first thing we ended up watching was Keep the Flame Alive, like message film, where it was like a mashup or medley of Alive and Flame. We were just blown away. Like we literally had no words.
Mm-hmm.
And at this point, I think we had just like kind of casually listened to his music. We still didn't even
liked his sound.
Yeah, we just didn't even look him up much. And so whenever I decided to, I think you were driving and I was like, Raquel, I was like, you will not guess who this man is. And we like started freaking out because then we're like, holy crap, he's literally the ex-leader of iKON.
That is insane. It still blows my mind every time we talk about it. The T being an ex-leader of like an ex-leader, not just an ex-member, but ex-leader of iKON, like iconic iKON. And I think I remember we did some like deep diving into why he is no longer a part of iKON, and we like got to know him more, and it was just like crazy. But long story short, we absolutely love him and his music is amazing, and he just recently came out with more music, and he also came out with a light stick.
Like one of my favorites I've ever seen.
It's amazing. He calls it a bin bong, which is like his name, Hanbin, but he goes by BI. And it's also a play off of like Bing Bong because his light stick looks like the memory orbs from Inside Out. It's so cute. And so it lights up. It's like got all of these little circles that glow. It's literally just the most amazing thing in the world. And we are going to buy it as soon as we see it.
Yeah, they had a few in our store, but they sold out so quickly.
I literally went up to them and asked because I was like, y'all, do you have any more BI light sticks and what happened to them? And she told me they ordered 5 of them. 3 of them sold out within like an hour. And then the other 2 were gone by the end of the day. And I was like, what?
So we need more. Also, this man's fan service is next level. He's like going out in the crowd, resting his head on top of his fans' heads and like patting their heads, putting his arms around them. Like, it's so precious. He just has a really cute relationship with his fans.
Making us all swoon.
Yes. The next discovery was kind of like a similar situation, like just big to us. And this time we got to thank YouTube for introducing us to Woo Jin Young.
Oh my gosh, we could rave about this guy.
So basically, it came from, I guess, the algorithm just like sending us recommendations, and we saw the thumbnail. We're like, what is this? And we immediately watched it. I feel like we hardly spoke any words. We were just in shock. And then we watched all of his other stuff, which there was only, I think at the time, like Delicious, Happy Birthday, and Unbelievable. Like, we watched all those.
And they are also individually incredible.
Yes.
But his voice is insane. That was the main reason we were freaking out so much, is because he is like, he used to be with a group called Dice. They are disbanded now, but they were like a smaller group at the time. So like we just saw such star potential for him and are like really hoping that he would do more music in the future, because honestly, he just didn't get a really good chance while he was in Dice.
And I think recently on his Instagram, he's been like teasing new music. So I'm really, really excited.
Oh my gosh.
I don't remember how many songs, like, because it was, I think it's just like a Word document or like a piece of paper, and it kind of like listed out either like the song titles or something. And there was like 5 or 6. So I guess like a little mini EP. I'm gonna sob. I'm so excited.
He is going to be huge. Like,
I know.
he
People
literally
need to pay
has star
attention to him
potential
so bad because like he literally got first for like the males on Mix 9. Like he was beating everyone's faves, like ours included, you know.
Oh my gosh.
And he was scouted by like JYP, Cube, FNC, like Starship, all these big
huge companies.
So like he needs to be so loved and so
honestly, I fully believe he will be. Everyone will know the name Woo Jin Young because he has got star quality, star potential. His voice is incredible, and if this many people are like trying to get him to be famous, it's gonna happen. Our next big discovery was from YouTube, but this time it was from Briss Life or Terry, so huge thank you to him.
I usually kind of catch up on his content, and he'll sometimes do big binge watches where instead of just like reacting to one group, it'll be several. And so I didn't even know who this person was going into it. Like I was watching it for other groups, and I was like, okay, like let me just listen to this part 2. Fine, whatever. Like I'll discover someone new. It's exciting. I died on the spot because he reacted to Villain's Nugu, and it was amazing. I was just so shocked by his voice completely. And I didn't tell you until you got home. I was like, I think I even like was so dramatic and made like a voice memo and was like, when you get home, I need to show you something that's crazy.
Yes. Well, and honestly, it wasn't even that dramatic because it was needed that kind of hype. But yeah, it was incredible. We went out to the car, I believe we were going to do something. Yeah. You turned it on and you were like, just wait till he like starts singing. And I remember the second his voice turned on, jaw drop, like, oh my gosh. We have like a very specific sound that we absolutely love when it comes to like male voices. He has not only got it, but this song in general is so catchy and so amazing. Crazy. And I feel like he has very little views, very little followers, and I'm like, this feels like some secret we just dug up. I'm like, oh my gosh, I really want him to continue making more music like Nugu. So we're looking forward to it. Please, Villain, more.
We're going to take a small break and remind you that if you're enjoying this episode so far, make sure to follow the podcast and turn on notifications to make sure you never miss an upload in the future. And if you'd like to show some love, feel free to give us a rating as well. We'd really appreciate it.
Before we jump back into the episode, if you do not follow us on Instagram, we just wanted to update you on our plans for the rest of this month. We have a lot of fun themed episodes, including our K-pop comforts, giving that fall vibe, a chaos chapter including ATEEZ's Demon Line, and a Halloween special on Halloween Day. So definitely stay tuned for more of that, and if you want to keep up with all of our behind the scenes and more updates, definitely go head over to Instagram. We post all of our information there.
Okay, so the first part of the episode kind of ended up being about soloist discoveries. So now we have group ones to talk about. Our first one, this was a more recent one with Boy Story. Again, we have to thank YouTube for this. I think we just, again, saw the thumbnail and we're drawn to it and we're like, what is Boy Story? And I was kind of concerned. The name sounds very young.
And like cutesy, which is not something we tend to gravitate towards. It's not our favorite. So we were like, okay, let's give it a shot. Because again, the thumbnail looked really cool.
Because we didn't know like what kind of sound we were expecting from the name versus like the thumbnail. There was like a contrast there. And we got way more than we could have ever expected from this. Now they are part of JYP China and Tencent Music. They just have an amazing sound to them.
It's amazing. Like, it's all in Chinese. They're a Chinese group. And shout out to the Chinese rap, first of all. That sounds so amazing. But they just had such an amazing sound. It's the exact sound that we really love. I've had their song on replay ever since we discovered them. And they're also a group of visuals.
They really are. They look amazing.
So we decided to look more into them and found out that they are a very new group. They're still very young, but they started years ago when they were even younger. And so we were kind of getting a little laugh, like watching their older stuff because they're just so tiny, like
they were really young.
Pre-puberty, yeah. But they were still, even back in the day, so talented, little hip-hop boys, and it was amazing.
It was just like really cute to see their growth. I feel like I watched them grow overnight because we started off with like their first songs and it was still like that hip-hop sound, but it was very age appropriate, and anytime they got a little older, they still like they matured it, but it was never inappropriate, which was just like really appreciated because I feel like sometimes people doing too much. But yeah, they officially had their Korea debut this year, 2023, with Zip, and oh my gosh, it's so amazing. I'm ready for more music from them like this.
Yeah.
So they're all currently between the age of 16 and 19, in case you're wondering. But they did previously debut in China in 2018, And they actually, shocker to us, they did a collab with Jackson Wang with Too Busy.
That is iconic. So cute.
I would love for them to do another collab with him at the age they are now, just to see that, like, then and now.
That would be really cool. The video is so adorable. I definitely recommend checking it out. And honestly, we'll probably be doing a group chat on them someday because honestly, they deserve it.
Another big discovery came from NCT's new unit, or their Tokyo unit. And we didn't watch the survival show to, like, know the members, but we did see the final results. And when I was looking into the members, one of them was a freaking member of Edamame Beans.
The second you said edamame beans, we freaked out. We discovered edamame beans from Boys Planet because we were watching a kind of an update video on YouTube of where the members of Boys Planet are now. And they said that a member, K, was on edamame beans. And we were like, hold up, what is edamame beans? What, that is the most hilarious name.
Silliest name. Like, what is this?
Yeah, and we looked it up, and it was a bunch of absolute children, like actual children. And it was so cute and so endearing. And so we binged all of their stuff, like listening to their cute little songs, and basically watched edamame beans grow up in an hour. So that was kind of like our second little group discovery. We technically discovered edamame beans before Boy Story, I believe. But anyway, so then jumping back to this NCT Tokyo situation.
We were just in shock to hear about another Edamame Beans member ever again. Like, after that video, he was actually a member from 2017 to 19.
Honestly, it makes me way excited to get to know Yushi more from the NCT Tokyo unit. And if we ever get to see them, I kind of want to ask him about it. I'm so curious because, like, I have such a soft spot for edamame beans now. Next on our big discoveries list, we have to talk about WeI. I think we had listened to a few songs at some point from them, but the obsession came from, once again, I've said this story before, I was going through Pinterest and discovered Younga, had an immediate bias to him, and then we looked a bit more into it, and then we discovered your bias, which was another immediate bias of Donghyun.
And it was just a funny situation because I think that night we were already just kind of talking about our types.
Yeah, and discovering more about, like, how our types play into our idol biases. Yeah. And, like, it was very interesting.
The look we were kind of, I guess, drawn towards the most. And so we were just, like, casually later that night looking at the WeI members. I'm like, wait, he's really cute. And then you just start busting out laughing because you're like, he looks like everyone else. Yeah.
I'm like, that was very... But it's also just funny because WeI, we both had such immediate biases for, which does not happen very often. Honestly, just feel like a very deep love for them, and I definitely want to get to know them more, so I'm sure we'll be doing content on them in the future. Now let's talk about some other random discoveries that honestly just made us do a double take. I feel like in general, one of the big discoveries we had that shook our whole world was discovering the English translation lyrics to a lot of Monsta X and SF9 songs. If you haven't heard it already, we do have an entire episode about this. It's called Dancing with Monsta X. It is an explicit episode, so we won't be talking about it too much in depth here, but definitely go check that out. It's a lot of fun, and we probably will be having more episodes in the future because, like we said, SF9 has some wonderful translations as well, and some other groups that we've been looking into lately. But overall, discovering those English translations was just huge discovery moment.
So I feel like another random discovery was just OneWe in general.
Yeah.
Because we were huge ONEUS fans, but I feel like we didn't even know like OneWe even existed for a hot minute.
Yeah, and they're literally OneWe and ONEUS. They're literally their brother bands. Like, weird that we didn't know this right away.
Like, they're brother groups, and they have a literal brother in each of them.
Not even just a brother. Shion has a twin. Dongmyoung from OneWe and Shion from ONEUS are twins. That was a huge mind blow. I've never heard of a set of twins in K-pop before, let alone
K-pop in general.
Let alone brother bands. Like, that's just so cool. Also discovered that their drummer, Harin, is so attractive. I like just mind blow. And we also had a huge night where we were just absolutely blown away by OneWe's vocalist, Yonghoon. He is incredible. And I believe we talked about him in our Top Idols episode as well.
Did. And we were really into their song Gravity, but for whatever reason, it was completely wiped from my memory of
mine too.
What song this was, what group, etc. And so it was stuck in my head out of nowhere. I hadn't listened to it in like over a week, but it was stuck in my head, and I was like, Raquel, what song is this? And I could only remember a certain part of the song, and it was in English. and the sound I was having, the voice I had in my head sounded like, I don't know, like
Panic at the Disco or
Imagine Dragons, the other big band, help. Oh, Fall Out Boy, Fall Out Boy. That was like the main one I was kind of thinking. Or like, what is, how many seconds to or from Mars?
30 Seconds to Mars.
3 or
30.
5? 5 Seconds to Mars, the show.
30 Seconds to Mars, the band.
Okay. Help. I used to love that show. Anyway, we just like had these other bands, like American or English bands, stuck in our head for when we were thinking about the song.
Well, and we were like thinking these English lyrics and this sound, like there's no way it's a K-pop song because like this seems so much like these American artists. So we were searching everywhere. We were asking your parents, we were asking friends. We could not figure it out.
And I would even like Google, like I was Googling like I wanna be with you or whatever the lyrics was, like K-pop at the end. Because sometimes even if you do that and you have the bare minimum of like
Google Smart. Yeah.
But One We is like a smaller group, so Google did not know what I was trying to say. And I was just like randomly listening to One We again in the car weeks later, like honestly probably over a month later. And that part I was like, wait, I'm like, this is sounding familiar. And then that part that was stuck in my head came on. I'm like, holy crap, it was One We the entire time. So I feel like that was like almost like a rediscovery there.
Yes.
But yeah, we were freaking out. That song's amazing. Please go listen to them.
It gets stuck in your head. Another discovery that consistently blows our minds is just heights and ages in general. We will probably have an entire episode on this in the future because these are kind of conspiracy theories in a way.
They are.
Yeah.
I'm making them conspiracy theories. Now, age lines, this is just a big deal anyway. If you're born in the same year, like I was born in 97, so like we would be like a line and you were born in
2000.
I'm like, how do people say that? So, you say like 97.
Oh yeah, just 2000.
Do people ever go, you're double O's?
I've never heard that before.
You're a double O'er?
I love it. Let's start that.
But it just threw us off on like what idols were in our age line or
if they were
younger or older.
Yeah, if they were older than us, younger than us, or like certain members from different groups that were the same age that we were like, wait,
I'm like, how are y'all together?
Yeah.
And then very similarly is heights.
This is like even more mind-blowing to me than the age line because some of these idols are way taller or way shorter than we expected, and I can't get it through my brain to the point where one night we were so flabbergasted at learning certain idols' heights that we pulled out our tape measure and we're holding it up to see truly, and we were like doing research of people standing next to other members and like trying to figure this out because I don't believe it.
No, there are some people out there.
I'm like, you're not the height that
you're
say
not.
you
You're
are.
lying. I'm not going to get into it because we will save this for like a conspiracy theory episode and I want to like give it away, but I swear, one specific idol, he's lying.
There's no way.
There's no way he's that tall. I've seen him with my own eyes.
So a couple of examples that just kind of freaked us out are P1 Harmony being way younger than we thought, the NCT Maknae being older than most of the members of P1 Harmony, and then also younger than TXT.
That doesn't make sense in my brain.
My mental age line that doesn't work in the timeline there. But anyway, we will get much more in depth in all of these things and more in an upcoming episode all about K-pop conspiracy theories.
So, this is a new discovery that I discovered one day ago, and I have not told you yet.
No, I'm very eager.
I feel like I'm hyping this up and it's way too dramatic. It's not that dramatic. None of these have been. But, so yesterday, Rare House, remember them?
Yes, yeah.
So, they're like debuting, like this month, I think.
Oh my gosh.
I forgot
I'm
the
so
date.
excited because I love their pre-debut song.
Yeah. They have an official name.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
It's 82 Major.
82 Major.
Which I don't know how I'm feeling about it yet.
I liked Rare House, but okay.
I know,
okay.
I really liked Rare House. It was very cool. I loved the vibe with it. That's like a pre-debut name that I kind of wish they kept, but I don't know what the 82 means. I didn't look into it because this next information. So they added a member.
Okay.
Guess who it is?
I'm gonna cry.
We have more brothers.
What?
Kiho from P1 Harmony's brother is
You're
debuting.
joking.
Yes. Isn't that crazy?
Gosh. Oh my gosh, wait.
Yeah. He was literally added to the group like 2 weeks ago.
Oh my
I think they
gosh.
officially, he was obviously there before, but they announced it like the end of September.
So is this a younger brother of Keo, I'm imagining?
Yes, I forget how old he is, but yeah, isn't that crazy?
Oh my gosh, we have more
And
sibling
he like
relationships.
looks like him pretty well too. Like, you know, like, some siblings you can kind of like tell.
Yeah.
Like, you can tell.
Oh my gosh, okay, that just made me way more excited to like get to know, I almost said Rare House, 82 Major?
82 Major.
Okay, super looking out for them, because that honestly, Rare House was a discovery in its own as well. We randomly discovered them one day, and their beat drop and their bass singer is incredible. Like,
I forget, what was the name of that? It was like a pre-debut like performance video. I can't remember the name of it.
I can't
can literally
either.
look it up right now. It was amazing. Yeah, I like have a few people I'm already like potentially like being biased for, which is crazy because they don't have a lot out whatsoever. I think they have a little bit of content, like maybe like quick vlogs, or let me pull it up right now. Yeah, they have a few like vlogs, or they might like cover songs, but it's really, they only have a handful of videos. But the one that we had freaked out about was their performance video for Illegal.
And it is under Rare House still, not the 82 major. Like, so if you type in Rare House Illegal, it's so good. But oh my gosh, I'm so excited for them.
Me too.
Ooh, okay, that was super fun. I feel like that was hyped up the perfect amount. What are you talking about?
I swear, I'm pretty sure they are debuting very soon. I feel like I remember that. Yeah, October 11th. Okay, so hey, I think this is our October 10th episode. I might be making this up. But if this released the 10th, they have debuted because time zone.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I was going to say,
so this comes out on their debut
October
date.
11th. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's really cool.
With the single album On.
So we are definitely going to be tuning into that. Honestly, you can probably jump over to Patreon. Maybe we'll do a video reaction of their debut. But this has definitely been just like a story time episode. We've been wanting to talk about some of our big K-pop discoveries and just get some names out there as well for a while now. So it was really fun. We enjoy doing episodes like this. And before we tune out, we, of course, are going to do our song of the moment. This week, it is going to be
Rum Pum Pum by iKON. We've both been listening to this on repeat. Like, I usually had been listening to another song on the album a lot, and then I think I just played it once.
Yeah, you did,
and
in
then
the car
we got
once.
addicted all over again.
It has the most beautiful instrumentals in it. I am absolutely obsessed with the sound of it.
And it's so classic iKON. So if you haven't even listened to that album Take Off yet, please go listen. It's amazing.
So good. But yeah, definitely Rum Pum Pum by iKON.
Worth a listen.
If you want to shout out your favorite song for the song of the moment, as well as participate in more of our podcast segments, you can go over and join our Patreon. You can find us at The Lunapod. As always, you can find us on Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube at The Lunapod, and on Instagram at The Luna Podcast for up-to-date information on episode releases and behind-the-scenes fun. We post all sorts of content, so definitely make sure to follow us and check that out. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next week. Bye!
So in my head, we discovered Boytopia.
I know, like, Zero Base One already has their whole thing going on, and, like, we definitely weren't the only ones watching Boys Planet, but Boytopia is our creation.
Go Bibbles.
People think we're joking about showing up in full fairy outfits to the Zero Base One concert. I'm not kidding.
I will spend thousands, and I will be head to toe a fairy.